One of the most devastating things that could ever happen to a parent is the loss of a child. As a mother myself, this is one of my biggest fears. When a parent loses a child in military combat, these parents become Gold Star families. This is a club no one wants to join.
There are forces in life that guide us and orchestrate our destiny. Some may say this is a coincidence, but I know better. There are angels in America, and these are their stories. Welcome to the LHM Network.
So welcome back to the show. How are you doing today, Dee?
I'm doing fantastic, Wade. How about yourself?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks
Good.
for asking.
You're welcome.
So we have a really amazing person coming up. His name is Craig Gross. His son got killed in Afghanistan fighting for terrorism, and he's got a great story about how he gets through the loss of his son and how he's turned that pain and sorrow into something amazing.
It would be difficult. I mean, just listening to his story and how he's dealt with the pain and just the suffering and the tragedy of losing a child. I can't even imagine, because I have my daughter and
we talk about that all the time.
She's the love of my life, and I always pray to God to keep her safe at all times. So just to lose a child, it would be devastating for anybody.
Yeah, he's come up to me a while back, and he was down pretty low.
Yeah.
And he found a really unique therapy through Veterans Alternative. It's a center up north of here in Florida, and it's accelerated resolution therapy. And whatever that did, it turned him around from, down in the dumps to he was back. He was going to the gym, and
yeah, it definitely made a difference, because he went from being down and depressed to happy, telling jokes, laughing, working out. So we definitely need to go and find out what it is, how the treatment, how it actually works to help someone suffering from post-traumatic.
Yeah, we're going to visit them probably in the new year and see what they're all about. We'll take a little tour of their facility. And in all actuality, the thing about Craig and the restaurant, he's opened up that restaurant, Frankie's Patriot Barbecue, here in Clearwater. And in all actuality, I believe that his son is looking down and so proud of his parents for all the people that he's brought together.
They do a lot for the community.
Oh, yeah.
They give back. They're just great people.
Great people.
They are fantastic people who do a lot.
Yeah, he's out on Christmas, Thanksgiving, feeding the USO, the Fisher House, just amazing people.
They do everything.
So we're looking forward to talking with him coming up next. And but I really want you guys to go out there and support his restaurant. It's at the corner of Almerton Road and US 19, called Frankie's Patriot Barbecue. There's tons of memorabilia on the walls. You won't believe it. It's like walking into a military shrine. And there's all sorts of soldiers that drop in there, police, firefighters. They all support.
Everything.
And
the food is excellent.
Oh,
excellent food. The clam chowder, the best ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Love
he's got
the clam chowder.
whiskey wings.
Yeah, your favorite.
My favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, so anyways, go visit him. We're coming up next with Craig Gross. Stick around. Hey everybody, I'm Wade, and welcome to LHM. I'm here with a very good friend and family, I would say, Mr. Craig Gross. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man.
Good, good. So we met, 6 years ago now, I guess, back in 2012.
Correct.
Do you remember?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
It's one of those epic moments in life that you'll never forget.
Yeah. It was like God just sort of put us together.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we had never seen each other.
Mm-mm. Yep.
We were on the side of a road at another military funeral
Yes, correct. Yeah.
for Matt Sitton.
Yeah, it was actually his welcoming home.
Right.
Just prior to his funeral. Yeah.
Right. So I was standing there minding my own business, and you were doing the same. And you look over at me, I look over at you, and you're like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And we ended up hitting it off, and we were just talking about music and how your son was good friends with Matt Sitton.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
your son got killed a year earlier.
Yes.
Matt got killed in was it Iraq?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Basically in the same area that Frankie got killed in. As
Right, right. So we were talking about all of that and how your son went to school with Matt,
well. Right.
and they were good friends, and it was just eerie how that whole thing happened.
Yes.
And anything that you want to add to that?
Well, I just thought it was very ironic that we struck up this conversation. And in the ensuing conversation, I don't even know why I mentioned to you that I had written a song called "They Buried My Son in Arlington."
Right.
And then you were like telling me, well, I'm like really into music and
Yeah.
that's my whole life and
Right.
everything. And then you invited me to sing at Screwy Louie's.
Screwy
right?
Louie's, yeah. It was a little biker bar down the street. We were doing an event.
And I said, well, how many people are going to be there? And you said, oh, maybe 400 or 500. And I was like, I was like, you want me to sing in front of all these people?
And you had never
And
done that song.
I had never done the song in public.
Right.
The only people I'd ever sung the song to was my wife and my daughter and a few other people. And so getting up on the stage and doing it, it was a great learning experience because, number one, I found out that not to do the whole song,
Right.
just do an abbreviated version of the song.
Right, right.
Because I did the whole song that first time.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience, and of course now I've been to almost every one of your events with the exception of one or two.
Yeah, you've been. I mean, you came to Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yeah, sing at the Hard Rock.
At the Hard Rock, that we did a
Yeah.
big event there. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And the thing about the Matt Sitton thing, he had written a letter to Congressman Bill Young, saying, almost predicting his own death. How bad it was. There were mines everywhere, and he was basically, I'll let you finish the story, but he basically wrote a letter saying, "I'm worried here.
Yes.
I'm not a wimp, but it's pretty bad here."
Yeah. Matt really he took a lot of responsibility on himself by writing that letter.
Right.
I believe that there could have been serious repercussions for having written that letter. But unfortunately, by the time that his chain of command found out about the letter, he had already been killed.
It was too late.
And of course, we met Bill Young at Matt's welcoming home. There at the funeral home that day. Bill Young and his wife were there, and we got Bill Young and I actually went off to the side and we were talking about that. And Bill said, that's pretty serious stuff right there. And of course, it was a scathing letter that pretty much exposed some real negligence on the part of Matt's commanding officers because they basically were telling them, just get over it, quit wimping out on us. You guys have to go out and do your guard duty every day out there, and obviously we know the end of that story. Matt ended up getting killed. So.
Yeah. He was put in unnecessary harm's way.
Absolutely.
There was too many mines. It was just totally unnecessary.
Yes.
So. But anyways, moving on to your son, Corporal Frank Gross. Now he was born on August 19th, and I'm going to let you finish the story about how significant that date was.
Well, Tony and I, we were very excited about Frankie's coming into the world,
Right.
because we were going to name him after her dad and my dad. Her dad's name was Frank. My dad's name was Robert. Hence, Frankie was called Frank Robert Gross.
Right, correct.
And Frankie was born a little bit after 11 o'clock in the morning, August the 19th. and I actually delivered Frankie.
Wow.
Of course, you know, there was the physician team and the nurses and everything were all there, and they were kind of guiding us along as far as what to do and everything. But I extracted Frankie, and I didn't do such a good job.
Well, at least you didn't drop him. Or did you?
It's pretty detailed. I won't go into all the details and everything, but I didn't do a really great job. But hey, it was my first time ever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I was instructed how to cut the umbilical cord, and then how to wash Frankie up and everything, and I handed him to Tony.
Wow, that's very cool.
So that was August the 19th, and it was a little bit after 11 o'clock in the
Right.
morning. And the ironic thing here is, and nobody could ever write a script like this, my wife and I delivered him into the world together, and we delivered his remains to Arlington National Cemetery together. We've been married 42 years now.
Wow.
At the very same hour that he was born.
Of the same day.
The same day, same hour. So he was born on August the 19th. He was buried on August the 19th, around 11 o'clock in the morning.
At Arlington National
At
Cemetery.
Arlington National Cemetery, yes.
Wow.
Yes. Grave site 8311, section 60.
And we're going to put a picture up right now of you and I at the grave site, which we go to every year, and
Yes.
laying of the wreaths.
That's right.
Which are
Wreaths Across America.
Wreaths Across America. Good friends of ours.
Yes.
Great people.
Mhm.
And I mean, that story. And you play guitar
Yes.
at the grave site, and
Yes.
everybody gathers around
Mhm.
and cries. I mean, there's
Yeah.
people crying, and you play Amazing Grace, and then you play
Yes.
the song. They
There's
buried
only
my-
2 songs I play there.
It's just, if anybody gets a chance at laying of the wreaths, you've got to come by that grave site and hear him do it, because we're there every year.
That's right. And
Religiously.
We will be.
Yeah.
Till kingdom come.
And so the loss of your son is it's unlike anybody can ever deal. I mean, you loved your son more than, he was like a friend, son. You did everything together. You fished together, you hunted together. So, you know, when he died, you used something that very few people use as therapy, and you turned what you knew, like I did with music, to help me through. You turned your skills into something really cool. Tell everybody what that is.
Well, you're correct in saying that Frankie and I did a lot of things together. We not only hunted together, we fished together, we golfed together. He was an artist, I was an artist. He played the guitar, I played the guitar. It was a very unusual father-son relationship, and everything I like to do, he liked to do.
Wow.
And it's kind of funny because I've always felt that I was living a part of my life vicariously through Frankie when he became a soldier in the Army, because I went into the military, but I didn't have a very long career in the military. I had a medical discharge. And so when Frankie went into the military, I was like, wow, this is really great.
Yeah.
It's like the fulfillment of something that I did not do.
Yeah, you're a proud father,
You know.
and yet.
Yeah. And but when Frankie was killed in action, I would sit in my office sometimes for hours and just play worship songs, because I love playing gospel songs and whatnot. And it was very comforting for me, and it was good psychological and emotional medicine for me. But there was still a missing component there. And I was working in corporate America, and I just decided one day I'm gonna quit, and I'm gonna open up a restaurant, and I'm gonna name it Frankie's Patriot Barbecue. And so that's all part of the story, and it's all part of the healing process. It's all part of ongoing therapy, because I don't care what anybody says, there is no such thing as closure. When you lose a son or a daughter in war, I don't want to minimize somebody's child's death in a car accident or a drug overdose or whatever the case may be, but when a son or a daughter is killed in action, and they die for their country, they're not only dying for they're not dying for just a race or a creed or an organization.
It's bigger than everything.
They're dying for the whole United States of America, as the song says, from sea to shining sea.
Yeah.
And every American
And selfless.
That's right. And you know, the Bible says that no greater love has any man than he who lays down his life for his friends.
Right.
And of course, that's what Christ did for us, and that's what our soldiers are doing for us every day. And so, you know, it's an ongoing story. It never stops. It will never stop. And I'm very proud of what my son has done for our country, and I believe that he's looking down from heaven and just saying, "Hey, Dad, good job. Keep going."
And I say that all the time. I say, even he is looking down, so proud of you for what you're doing and how many people his death has brought together, including us.
That's right.
And it's phenomenal.
Well, you know, there's a saying that all gave some in the military. All gave some gave all. But I always add at the end of that, but my Frankie is still giving.
Yeah.
He's still giving.
Oh, absolutely. And he's bringing so many people together in such a positive way.
That's right.
So on that note, we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to LHM. I'm here with Craig Gross. Craig, my brother. So tell everybody about this amazing restaurant of yours that smokes till the cows come home.
Yeah. Well, Frankie's Patriot Barbecue, we're a little bit of a different breed of barbecue restaurant in that if you go to most every barbecue restaurant in the area, there's very few that I know of that, number one, have a real smoked beef rib, you know? So we try to do some things that are different. Our baked beans, for example, it's a bean medley. We use 4 different beans in there. We don't have any fried foods in the restaurant. Everything is fresh. We don't even have a freezer in the restaurant.
Right.
And by the way, we're located at 6250 Almerton Road.
Which is at Almerton, US 19.
Yeah. We have a website, frankiespatriotbarbecue.com. And then you can also like us on Facebook.
Right.
And we do have a little bit of Twitter and Instagram going.
You got my favorite wings there.
Yeah.
Named after me, I like to think.
Yeah, Wade Whiskey Wings. Yeah.
They're whiskey wings.
They're whiskey wings.
With Jack Daniels poured on them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different twist on a smoked wing.
They're the best. Order them, trust me.
Yeah. We don't deep fat fry the wings. You know, you go to most of the sports bars and everything, and what they're doing is they're dropping the wings into a deep fat fryer and they put sauce on them. To me,
no.
It's not very romantic, you know. Speaking of Valentine's Day and everything, but we make all of our sides fresh. We make our own potato salad. We make our own coleslaw. We have it's a dish that nobody else in the Tampa Bay area has called cheesy corn bake.
Right.
It's delicious. And then we have redneck nachos, which are pork rinds with pork on top, and then nacho cheese and jalapeno peppers.
Wow, nice.
So those are our 2 appetizers, actually. And we're getting ready. We're going to start doing some fish spreads. We're going to start smoking some fish. We have not had fish on the menu since we left up in Tarpon Springs, but we're going to start doing fish on Fridays.
Nice.
Probably a mullet or something to that effect. We just try to make sure that the food is just above par every day. We're not going to settle for mediocrity.
Right. And you don't. I mean, I've had it. It's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because you're here. I eat it, and it's you got to eat it too, everybody. Believe me. Frankie'sPatriotBarbecue.com. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, so you guys go and feed the Fisher House?
Yes.
You and your wife, Tony.
Yes.
Tony the Tiger, I call her. And you guys are doing that. Plus, you feed veterans at your restaurant on all sorts of holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. So any veterans that want to join, that festivity, just basically contact you, or
they can call the restaurant at 727-935-4838.
Okay.
And well, we do the Fisher House once a month. And then on a regular basis, we go over to the USO at the airport, and we feed the soldiers that are coming and going there.
I did that with you one year at
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
That was great that night. And then we also do we do the Super Bowl party at the USO Day Room at Haley Hospital, and those are all. Most of those guys are they're confined, they're ambulatory, they're in a wheelchair.
Wow.
Some of those guys never get out of the building, and so we go feed them on the Super Bowl Sunday.
Awesome.
And we do that all for free, and it's a great honor to do as much as we can with the veteran organizations.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's everybody out there, you know, when you go eat at his restaurant, you're supporting an amazing family of people that care and do so much and give back so much in the community. So I really encourage everybody to go by and try the food, and you'll be hooked. It's like crack.
That's right. Legal crack.
It is.
Yeah.
It's legal barbecue crack is what it is. So thanks for watching this week on LHM. Don't forget, Frankie'sPatriotBarbecue.com. It's at US 19 in Almerton. Make sure you get a little taste of this place because it's awesome. And remember, if you're not doing anything good out there,
You're part of the problem.
bam. See you next time.